Hello everyone, today I want to give y'all 5 tips for worship leaders. It could be for a worship guitarist, for for a worship drummer, or for just a pianist or whoever is part of this worship team. But I just want to give y'all 5 tips that I would give to anybody that I could ever find in person if I ever could that was a worship leader. But the first one would be to work on your skill. Something that I really always feel sad to see is when I find a worship team member who either plays guitar, piano, drums, bass, whatever, and they only touch their instrument on the day of maybe the service, but then they never practice or they never touch that instrument again throughout the week until the next service comes up. And I think that we need to give our best in the instrument that we are given the talent to play. If we are a drummer, if we are a pianist, a guitarist, a bassist, we need to work on our skill and try to improve it and be a better team of this worship team, and try to contribute better efforts so that our worship towards God is more better and more valuable. Although our lives are the more prioritized and more important thing, but I feel like also our efforts that we try to do in the music itself is also something that God receives. The second tip or advice that I would give is to be on time. As worship leaders, we don't ever want to give a bad example and show up late to a church service or be rushing and just arriving there just on time. We always need to try to arrive earlier. I don't know, depending on y'all's churches, but maybe an hour earlier or 30 minutes earlier, or if y'all have a scheduled time to arrive every church service to practice, do whatever is necessary, but always try to be there on time. Never be rushing or be late, because after all, you're a leader. You're probably part of the worship team, but you're still a leader. So you need to have and show those characteristics so that you're an example to the rest of the church members. So please just try to be more disciplined, more organized, and try to arrive to these church services on time. The third piece of advice would be to honor God in every single aspect of your life daily, because after all, we're part of the worship team. So we can't be listening to this secular music and then go into church and then be singing worship songs and expect something marvelous and something beautiful and astonishing to happen there, because obviously God isn't going to receive what we give. He isn't going to receive our efforts to play, no matter how good it is. He's not going to receive the words we say if you're a singer or whatever you might do in this worship team. God doesn't receive something that he knows doesn't come from a true heart of worship. If you're living a life that's not pleasing to God and you go to this church service as a worship leader and you play, God isn't receiving that, and he also doesn't just not receive your what you give to him, but he also sometimes disallows the church to be able to advance. He causes maybe that one person that is living in the wrong way or doing the wrong things that can cause the whole congregation to just stay stuck and not see improvement. Maybe it's something that a lot of churches are going through and that I see, but I feel like if we all got on the same page of seeking God more, praying more, reading our Bibles more, which is something that I'm trying to apply more to my daily life, but if we all got in that same page, a lot of churches would see prayers get answered, a lot of deliverance, a lot of answers to prayers. But it requires us, like I was saying, to live a life that is always pleasing and always seeking God. Always, 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 always. We can't just, go to the church service and play and sing and then come out of the church service and, be listening to other music that isn't godly, watching stuff that isn't godly, doing things in secret that don't please God. We need to just be mindful that God is everywhere, not just at church and in our lives every single day, every single second. So just being integrate and always faithful and honorable to God in everything we do every day. My fourth piece of advice would be to try to build a community with the people that you're playing with. So in this worship team, try to get together, try to build a bond, try to get close as friends, as family, and y'all just seek God together, because after all, what is being done is for God. So it should be even a more stronger reason and a more stronger bond so that y'all can get together, because I feel like in unity is where God manifests. In Acts, when the Holy Spirit came on Pentecost, they were all united, they were on the same page, they were all focused on the same thing, and that's when it happened. That's when the Holy Spirit came on all of them. And I feel like if worship teams were more united, if they were more on the same page, if they were all seeking God, if they were all humble and just seeking Him every single day and trying to better their skills and do all these things, arriving on time and being disciplined and dedicated, then we would see a lot of change in church services, and simply in the hour where the band plays and worships, we'd see so many things happening because God would be pleased with it, because God honors those who honor Him. If we give our best to Him, then He's gonna make His presence known. We just have to do these things, try to be more disciplined, and try to build a community where we're all united on the same page, loving each other, not holding a grudge against anybody. Things do happen in the band. Maybe there's a little bit of confusion on certain parts of the song, or it's hard to stay on tempo, or whatever the reason might be, but I think the key is to not let those things become more important than God, because after all, what is being done is for God, and it's not for the music, it's not for the audience, it's for God. Do it at the best that you can, but don't focus on the music itself. Focus on doing the best for God. And God doesn't ask for perfection, He just asks for our hearts and our everything and everything that we do. So that would be that piece of advice. And the last one, which is one of the most critical ones, is to be humble. Be humble always. Be humble while you're in said church worship team, when you're at home, when you're at school, when you're at work, when you're anywhere you're at. Try to be humble with everybody. Try to show loving kindness and not pride and arrogance, none of that. As a worship member, you can't make everything about you. Don't try to do the coolest guitar parts and picks and try to steal the show when it's all about God. As a drummer, don't try to do big crazy fills and all these things that look flashy and eye-catching so that the attention comes to you. No. Try, kind of like I've heard other drummers say before, try to serve the music. But in this sense, what I would say is try to serve God, not even the music. Try to serve God. Play for God. And when you enter into that state of thought that you're not doing it for your own, you're not doing it to please yourself or to draw attention to yourself, but rather to please and honor God, then you're just gonna feel how you're no longer gonna feel the pressure of, I gotta do big flashy skills, or I can't mess up, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. You're gonna feel more freedom, and you're actually going to feel more engaged and you're gonna feel the presence of God. So that's the advice that I would give y'all as a church drummer myself. And I hope that was very helpful, and that it really encourages you to see that there is always room to improve and do better things for God. So please share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, please, to support and to help this channel grow. Like this video, comment to tell me what I can do better, or to tell me how this advice has changed or impacted your life. And share, please share with your church pastors, share with your worship team, share with all people that this could benefit. And it really benefit anybody, to be honest, but really share with the people who need it and who would really be helped by listening to this video. So thank y'all guys, God bless each one of y'all, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.